with the economy struggling and the war draining whatever progress the markets made at the beginning of the year, what's the best advice going forward if you have a 401k or investments or savings? Let's bring in financial expert Andy Fast to join us to get some answers. Andy, I'm sure you're getting calls from a lot of your clients. You have to be a bit of a psychologist during these times. Yeah. What is it you say to people when they're like, oh my gosh, the Dow is down, whatever, what's happening in my money?
Well, obviously people get concerned in times like these because of the volatility, and we do spend a little bit of time talking some of the people off the ledge, but we have a saying that we kind of say it as a joke, but it's true. Don't panic. If we call you and tell you to panic, that's when you panic.
So stay the course. Okay.
Stay the course. We've seen this before over 20, 30, 40, 50 years, these kinds of dips.
So when the markets are struggling and the Dow is down, is it a good time to buy some things? And would you know what's a good time? What's good to buy low?
Sure. I mean, obviously, the analogy would be things are on sale. If you liked it when it was high, you got to like it when it drops a little bit, because if you look at the history, while it's no guarantee of performance, it's always been going up. We think people should stick to their risk tolerance, their risk capacity. If they have a plan, stick to the plan. If you're buying what you like now, some of the sectors include utilities. People always need power. Consumer staples, look around the house, stuff you can't live without in the house. Those are places to buy. Dividend stocks pay you an income while you're waiting for things to turn around. So there's different things, but the big thing is you've got a plan, stick to it. Don't let the noise and the market fluctuations drive you to make a decision that you may regret in the long term.
I have a buddy on a text thread, and the forecast was gloomy. This was about 2 years ago, and he said, I'm going strictly cash right now. And so what would you say to someone like my friend Timmy?
Well, Timmy, I would say don't do it. Now, unless you can't sleep at night. If you can't sleep at night, there's no investment that's good. But what happens when people pull in and go into cash, two things typically happen. They end up selling low, and then they sit on the sidelines, and when the eventual recovery comes, and again, historically it always has, they miss the boat. So they sell low, and then they go back in a year or two later, and they buy high again, which is exactly the opposite of what they should be doing. They should be taking advantage of these price changes and buying or sticking to their plan. If they're investing in their 401k on a monthly basis, keep doing it, and then watch it go back up. But cash, again, unless you...
That's a no on that.
Yeah.
Okay, considering the dip we've been in, I mean, the Dow was 50,100 February 6th. It's dropped considerably. When would you imagine it's going to start climbing back up?
Well, as we've seen today, yep. Right. Over time, we don't try to call the market on a daily basis, but again, historically, I could show you when we have a dip like this, over the next year, markets are typically up considerably, 2 years, 3 years down the road. So again, we don't time it, but we look at the long-term perspective and say, we pretty much can tell, unless a catastrophic event happens, that things are going to turn around.
Okay. Andy Fast, Fast Wealth Strategies. Always good to have you here.
Thank you for having me.
To calm those seas. Thanks, Andy.
Right.